I got exclusive access to a vintage toy store and bought some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Am I allowed to buy stuff? Or are you?
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
I mean, I know you're not like open,
Yeah.
but
I'm here.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pics channel. I'm feeling a little under the weather and a little loopy, so we should have fun on this one. But I want to talk to you guys about a certain toy store that's not Toy Federation that holds a special place in my heart when it comes to collecting. I started collecting in 2021, so almost at 3 years of collecting. And when I first started collecting Leos, I was filming for a real estate agent in Orlando, Florida, who ended up firing me because she couldn't afford me, and she blamed that on me somehow. Anyway, when I would go down to Orlando to film, I would always stop at Echo Base Collectibles. They had this amazing selection of turtles. They always have really rare turtles. Really rare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because they're in Orlando, they're next to Disney. Collectors really come out to go to Disney and end up at Echo Base. So they've got a lot of people buying and a lot of people selling because of that. And he talks about that a little bit. But I got some of my first Leos in my collection from this store. Now, I try to go back and figure out which ones they were, and I can't remember. Because I've just bought way too much since then. But when I was down filming for Riot Press, he had a display up at Echo Base and wanted to go film there. So we got exclusive access. He opened up before open. That sounds redundant. So we got in there during not store hours and got to look around and film. And I picked up a very rare piece. But yeah, Echo Base Collectibles is in Orlando. I'll let the owner tell you a little bit more about who they are.
So the store is called Echo Base Collectibles. I've had it for 7 years, 4 years in like a really small location, and then 3 in this one that's a lot bigger. And I have it because I've collected my entire life and bought and sold and stuff. And I have a print shop in the back. So it splits the real estate with a print shop and the toy store. So we're able to do a toy store the way that I want to do it, rather than like having tons of pops and stuff that like I'm personally not into, because we're in the print shop all day printing. So, and the print shop, I also do tattoos. So we deal with just mostly tattoo artists and graphic artists. And so we got tons of cool artwork coming through all the time. And we're lucky enough to get them to do like designs for us all the time, like for our t-shirts and stickers and stuff like that. So it all rubs each other's backs, I guess.
That's what's really interesting about him and his store is he has this print shop, and he's a graphic designer, he's a tattoo artist, he's an artist, and all of their branding. I've never seen this good of branding in any kind of local store, to be honest with you. But the fact that he gave, and I remember this like 3 years ago when I first went in there, it's like, oh, he's giving me a paper bag. Oh, it's got his logo and his name stamped on it. This is really cool. He's got all these stickers. I'd always get stickers. If you've ever seen a shot of my Pelican camera case, like half the stickers are from Echo Base.
Is he in trouble?
To give me the black bag. I said, can you give me the bag that says Echo Base? He's giving me the one with the stamps. I'm giving you these two as well.
And then he gave me so many stickers. Like, if you see me at a show, ask me for an Echo Base sticker. I will have one on me and you can have it. Because he's got a print shop and he's a designer and he's just printing and designing all day. And he's got his regular bags. He's got all these crazy stickers. It was just really cool to see it work and to see how well his branding is. The branding just makes the shop, in my opinion. I mean, the vintage toys and his personality make the shop, but like, I've never seen a shop branded this well, and I love it. I love branding as someone who was told to go into graphic design and fought that so much. I really appreciate print work. But yeah, it was cool to see behind the scenes of this and to really understand that side of him, because I didn't know that just as someone who came in every couple of months and bought Leonardo's.
Well, we stole the stacking idea from watching your videos
Oh,
of Toy
yeah.
Federation.
What I think is really cool about doing what I do now and finding this niche in the toy world is that I've created, and I did this when I was in, this is going to sound like a really weird brag, and I don't mean for it to, but when I was filming the Grassroots Racing series 4 years ago, and now filming for these toy channels, you see the community and you see that you guys have wanted something like this. And I know that because you tell me. Like when I walked into his store, he was like, "You're the guy that films all these channels that we love." And he was talking about how like people come into the store and they talk about the latest episode of Toy Federation. And I think that's so cool, because as a filmmaker, as someone who wants to produce television, I see YouTube as the same as Hulu and Netflix, and I am producing a weekly episode. And I love telling stories, and I love telling the story of Toy Fed, and I love that people appreciate it and watch, and that most of the people love it. And I try to forget about all the negative comments in the comment section, like the comment section on this channel. But yeah, it was really cool to hear him say, you know, he started organizing and stacking his bins based on how Toy Federation does it. It's just cool to like see how one thing can spread and create a community, not create a community, but bring a community together. Yeah, his store, so neat, so pristine. Probably because he doesn't, I mean, it's total opposites. Ryan buys everything, wants everything. He's more selected. You know, Ryan just runs out of room. What are you going to do when you run out of room? But it was just the way the backdrops, if you look at these glass cases, the wallpaper and the backdrops just really set this store apart, and I love it. And then again, I'm going back to his branding. He's made this toy that's like the logo mascot of his company, and you could buy it as a toy. So obviously I bought it because I think it's pretty awesome and I want to support him.
What do we got on him?
I want to say he's $100.
You sure you didn't put the decimal in the wrong spot?
You think he's supposed to be 1,000? Look at that guy.
You got 100 on him?
Yes.
120. Yeah, that's fine. That's coming home.
It's not complete, but he's got his helmet and he's got a sword. He doesn't have the octopus or the gun, but the fact that the helmet's intact and he comes with at least one weapon was worth the $100 to me. With all of it, it's like $400 or $500, and I cannot find for the life of me just the gun or just the octopus. If anybody has any kind of hookup on how I can complete that, I will pay. I will not pay I'll pay what it's worth. But I would love your help in helping me complete this guy, because I think it's so cool. I don't remember this one as a kid, but I just think it's a really cool looking figure, and I would love to have him complete.
Japanese version one, because now he's...
Yeah, we bought this guy's storage unit out, and he lived in Japan for 3 years. So we cleaned up on like Godzilla. That's the last thing we got left turtle wise for stuff he bought over there.
With this thing right here?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at, Matt?
Yeah.
How much is that, Scott?
$250?
Whew.
Yeah.
It is nice though.
So,
Like those came out in the U.S., but they were on card, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
so he had like a whole Japanese collection version, or
Yeah, like not all the turtles, but he had a couple of those. He had tons of like mechs and Gundams, and tons of Transformers, all Japanese releases, because he lived over there for 3 years when Universal was building the Transformer part of their park, so he was part of the creative team and all that stuff. So, and us being in Orlando, all those guys
Right.
come back here, and then
Right.
they just have like stuff they want to get rid of. So we've gotten we get a lot of cool stuff just from like people that come back from overseas that worked at all the parks and stuff like that.
So, if you're in the Orlando, Florida area, go to Echo Base Collectibles because you will be in awe of what he's created and you will find something to spend money on. And tell him I sent you. But that's there's very few toy stores that can capture what Toy Federation and Eternia Dreams are doing, in my opinion. I haven't been to all of them, but I've been to some major ones and I've seen some major ones booths. And if you, without naming names, you can think of the major ones I'm talking about. They're not as good as Echo Base, Toy Federation, Eternia Dreams. There's just something special going on with those stores, and if you haven't been, you should go. But yeah, Echo Base was fun. It was great to go back after maybe like 2 years of not being there. And he had a Leo that was part of the ones, was one of the ones I needed. And the ones I need are getting harder and harder to find and becoming more and more expensive. So the fact that I could pick that one up for $100, although not complete, was pretty great. I think I'm going to sell everything else and just go back to collecting Legos. So if you want some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, let me know.